Amen and Big Ben. Welcome to our final installment of our 7-minute sermon series, Fruit of the... I'm sorry. Must be onions or something. Onion's a vegetable. Today, at long last, we conclude our Fruit of the Spirit series by talking about love. Wait, John, isn't that the first fruit? No, that's the tithe, the first fruits. Yes, love is the first fruit listed among the 9. However, there is a reason why I saved it for last. Oh, you want to know the reason? Right. So in order to understand the importance of love in Paul's list of Christian attributes, we have to look at other lists of Christian attributes that Paul gives throughout Scripture. In the book of Colossians, Paul is teaching his audience how to put on or live as the new self. But this list in Colossians is kind of like another version of the fruit of the Spirit. Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, check, humility, meekness, and patience. Ding! Let the peace, ding ding, of Christ rule in your hearts and be thankful. Ding 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 ding! And right in the middle of this list, Paul says, and above all these things, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. It's clear here that love has a special place in the Christian life because this Spirit-produced love is what binds all of these other fruits together. And that's not all. Let's move to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, one of the most famous passages about love in the whole Bible. It says, "Love is patient and kind." Wait a minute, these sound familiar. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful, which would therefore mean it's joyful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth, aka a faithful. So wait a second here. You're telling me that not only does love bind together all the other fruits, but love actually is all the other fruits. Love is patience. Love is kindness. Of course, this should make perfect logical sense, because if love is a fruit of the Spirit, and that Spirit is the Spirit of God, and of course we know that God is love, it's a circle. So if we continue to dig into this fruit metaphor, then if the Spirit is the seed or the gardener planting this fruit within us, then love is the root in which all the other fruits find their foundation. You see, you can put on a kind face or control yourself by your own power for a little while. You can do good things or do your best to be a gentle or patient person, but you can't fake love. And the Bible cautions us against simply putting on these fruits rather than rooting ourselves in the love of God. Again, in 1 Corinthians it says, "If I speak in tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith as to remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver up my body to be burned and have not love, I gain nothing." If you remember at the beginning of our Fruit of the Spirit series, we talked about how these fruits are not simply flesh-driven actions that we take because it's what we're supposed to do as Christians. If we go back to the original text in Galatians, we see that Paul is not trying to teach us how to be patient or how to do good, but rather he is simply trying to teach us how to walk in the Spirit. And if we are walking in the Spirit of God, then we are walking in love. And if we are walking in love, then we will begin to see these fruits as they take root in our minds, hearts, and lives. And so the fruit is not the command. The command is to walk by the Spirit. And the fruit, love, joy, peace, and so forth, the fruit is actually the promise. The promise of Paul's text is that if we walk in the Spirit, if we keep in step with the movement of God, then the fruits of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control will begin to take root in our minds, hearts, and actions each and every day. Hello, my friends. Thank you so much for watching this 7-minute sermon. I can't believe it. It took us pretty much a whole year, but we made it through our fruit of the Spirit. I almost said season. We made it through our fruit of the Spirit season, or our fruit of the Spirit series here on 7-Minute Sermon. I hope you enjoyed it. They are now complete. You can take them, watch them all over again, and see the little through lines. Before we go, I do want to point out that just because we finished this series doesn't mean that 7-minute sermons are done. We will be starting a new 7-minute sermon series in February 2018. I know what you're thinking, John. What about January? Wouldn't you start it in January? Actually, we're going to be doing something extra special on this channel in January 2018, coming up in just a few weeks, so make sure you stay tuned for an explanation on what that will be. But as for today, that is all I have for you. I want to wish you all a happy holidays and Merry Christmas. I love you all. Keep being awesome.